Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news. The Detroit Lions have been one of the most intriguing teams in the NFL over the past few seasons. And if you've been paying attention, you know that the story of this franchise has been about resilience, strategic moves, and a clear vision of returning to the top. With Jared Goff firmly established as the franchise quarterback since 2021, the Lions have shown a lot of maturity and confidence in their QB, especially after that blockbuster trade that brought Goff from the Rams. Many doubted whether he could be the guy to finally lead Detroit back to the playoffs consistently. But since then, he's proven a lot of people wrong, blossoming into one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. His leadership, accuracy, command of the offense, and calmness under pressure have been vital for the Lions' success, especially as they captured back-to-back NFC North titles, signaling their return to prominence. But as any fan knows, football is about the depth and competition, especially at the quarterback position. Finding a reliable backup that can step in seamlessly if needed is always a challenge. And this offseason, the Lions are apparently exploring options that could shake up the quarterback room even further. There's buzz swirling around the possibility of the Lions adding a new name to this mix, someone with a different kind of explosiveness, a dual-threat quarterback who could bring a different dimension to the offense, or serve as a valuable backup with potential upside. And that name might just surprise you. It's Christian Booher from USA Today's Lions Wire suggesting that the Lions could be eyeing Bryce Perkins, the quarterback for the Michigan Panthers in the United Football League. That's right, Perkins, a guy who's been making waves in the UFL with his electrifying play, could be on Detroit's radar. Now, why would the Lions consider looking at Perkins, especially when they have Hendon Hooker, the promising young quarterback they drafted in the third round of the 2023 NFL Draft? Well, it's about adding competition, about pushing each other to be better, and about exploring all options to ensure that they're prepared for every scenario. Hendon Hooker, who many thought might be the heir apparent to Goff, has faced some challenges, including injuries and some inconsistency, which have limited his development so far. His injury history, coupled with the fact that he only recently returned to full health, has slowed down his progress. And last season, he even lost his backup role to veteran Teddy Bridgewater, who was brought in to add experience and stability for the playoff push. But don't forget, Brad Holmes, the Lions GM, has always been high on Hooker's potential. Holmes has emphasized that he sees Hooker as a talented player with a bright future, but he also makes it clear that no position is guaranteed, especially not the backup role this summer. What makes Bryce Perkins an interesting candidate is his unique skill set. He's a dual-threat quarterback, with the ability to extend plays with his legs and make explosive plays both in the air and on the ground. In the UFL, he's been impressive, throwing for over 300 yards and 9 touchdowns, while also rushing for 300 yards and 5 scores. That kind of versatility is rare and highly desirable in today's NFL, where mobile quarterbacks are increasingly essential to an offense's success. Perkins has previously spent some time in the NFL, signing with the Los Angeles Rams as an undrafted free agent, and appeared in 5 games during the 2022 season, starting once. That experience, albeit limited, shows that he's familiar with the league's speed and complexity, and he's eager for another shot to prove himself at the highest level. Perkins himself has been vocal about his desire to return to the NFL and make an impact. In interviews, he's expressed a clear goal of winning a championship and maximizing his potential. That hunger and determination are what make him an intriguing addition to the Lions roster. Plus, with the Lions' current quarterback room featuring Goff as the unquestioned starter, Hooker as the future hope, and Kyle Allen as the veteran backup, adding Perkins could bring a different flavor, a spark of unpredictability that keeps defenses on their toes. It's all about competition, about raising everyone's game, and about making sure Detroit is as prepared as possible for any unforeseen circumstances in the season ahead. This strategy isn't just about adding a player, it's about building a culture of excellence and resilience. Detroit's front office, under Brad Holmes, has shown that they're willing to take calculated risks, to look beyond the traditional NFL pipeline, and to find hidden gems that can contribute to the team's success. This approach has already paid dividends, as Goff's resurgence shows, and it could do the same with Perkins or whoever else the Lions bring in to challenge the status quo. It's fascinating to see how this quarterback battle unfolds over the coming months, especially with training camp approaching and the preseason games giving everyone a chance to showcase their skills. Now, let's take a moment here. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Because beyond just the backup competition, what does this say about the Lions' long-term plans? Are they just looking for someone to fill a spot, or are they quietly setting the stage for a potential quarterback upgrade down the line? With Jared Goff playing at a high level, the team doesn't seem in a rush to replace him, but knowing the NFL, plans can change quickly. If a young quarterback like Hooker can develop properly and stay healthy, he could be the future. But if he continues to face hurdles, then perhaps someone like Perkins, who's hungry and proven to be a dynamic playmaker, could find a role sooner rather than later. And let's not forget the context of the NFC North. The division has become more competitive than ever, with teams like the Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers, and Chicago Bears all making significant moves this offseason. The Lions, having already established themselves as division champions last year, are now looking to solidify their position at the top and push for their first real Super Bowl appearance in decades. The quarterback position remains a key piece of that puzzle, and whoever is backing up Goff must be ready to step in and keep the momentum going. It's about stability, but also about the potential for a surprise, a game changer, someone who can spark a new level of excitement and unpredictability. Looking at the bigger picture, Detroit's recent draft strategy has been about balancing immediate impact with long-term potential. They've drafted players like Hendon Hooker, who embodies that future-oriented mindset, but they've also been pragmatic, bringing in veterans like Teddy Bridgewater to guide the young guns. The addition of a player like Bryce Perkins, if it happens, would fit perfectly into this puzzle. He's someone who can develop behind Goff, learn from the veteran, and maybe even take over if circumstances change. It's about creating a quarterback room that's deep, competitive, and ready for anything. Of course, the real question remains, will the Lions pull the trigger on this move? And what will it mean for their overall team chemistry and strategy? It's clear that Detroit is not content with just being a playoff team. They want to be a Super Bowl contender, and every piece of the roster, including the quarterback room, is being scrutinized and optimized for that goal. The coaching staff and general manager are known for their meticulous planning and innovative approach, and this potential QB addition is just another example of their commitment to excellence. They're not just looking for a backup, they're looking for someone who can elevate the team and maybe even surprise everyone with their development. Now, as we approach the upcoming NFL season, all eyes will be on Detroit's quarterback battles, on how the coaching staff manages the workload, and on how these players perform in the high-pressure environment of training camp and preseason. It's an exciting time for Lions fans, a period of anticipation and hope, but also one of strategic patience. They know that building a championship-caliber team isn't just about star power, it's about depth, resilience, and smart decisions. And right now, the potential addition of Bryce Perkins or similar players to the roster could be just the spark they need to push further in their quest for NFL glory. So if you're a Lions fan, you know this is the kind of news that gets the heart racing. Every offseason is a new chapter, and this one seems particularly intriguing. Will they go for Perkins? Will they stick with the current plan? Or will they surprise us all with another bold move? Whatever happens, it's clear that Detroit is serious about competing at the highest level and that they're continuously looking for ways to improve, adapt, and conquer. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. This is a team that's on the rise, and every step they take is worth watching. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, let's keep the passion alive for the Detroit Lions.